good afternoon, good morning, good night, good whenever you're watching this. It's Isaiah from Third and Teal. I'm sure you could tell I sound a little bit different because I've been doing a whole lot of yelling. Trevor also might sound a little different. He also was doing a whole lot of yelling. Eric, I'm not sure how much yelling you were doing, but a whole lot of yelling.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Terrible game. But we do have, some spotlights. Brian Thomas Jr. looked really good. The ghost of Christian Kirk showed up, I guess. But anyways, we'll just first, Trevor, how you doing?
I'm not doing fucking good, man. I'm not good. I'm edging the panic button. The first 2 weeks never matter. That is the golden rule in the NFL. But I'm edging the panic button because I think the issues that we see for most teams would be easily correctable because we lost two very close games. We haven't gotten blown out or anything, but I think they're pointing to a lot of organizational issues that are more deeply rooted than I think we may have originally realized. And I think that's what's got me kind of like right above the panic button.
Yeah. Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
That's good. That's good.
I'm a little bit more upbeat than Trevor,
Yeah, I can tell.
Like the hat, Trevor. Like the hat, man. That's smoking. That's hot.
But I forgot mine. I got one similar. Not the same, but similar.
But yeah.
He did. He got a pretty dope one. I'm not gonna lie. That was dope.
Okay. So yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Let's get into talk about this disaster that was yesterday.
Yeah, and I just want to preface this. There were no Monteric Browns injured in the making of this video, as much as Trevor might make it seem like there was. We'll get into that, and I know he's going to rip him, so I'm just putting that out there. No Monteric Browns.
I'm ripping everybody to be fair.
Yeah, but
yeah, I do hate Monteric Brown a little bit harder for some reason.
All right, couple of bright spots. Let's start with the bright spots. Josh Allen, 92.1 defense grade. Devin Lloyd, 86.2. Another great week out of Devin Lloyd. 0 missed tackles, 5 tackles, 3 assists, 1 hit on the QB, 4 targets, 2 receptions, 50%, only 10 yards. 20 yards after what?
Yeah, that's one of those things you'd be like, huh? What?
20 yards after catch. 10 yards was the longest. Okay, cool. That makes 0 sense. That's the occasional PFF crap for you. Anyways, did he have like a tackle for loss on a pass? Is that what happened? No, I'm not seeing anything. Anyways, whatever. Makes no sense. Don't care. Not my problem. I don't get paid enough for that, which one day we can. Shout out, like, subscribe. We posted some of y'all from game day. Trevor is over there having a heart attack because he's thinking about Monteric Brown starting on week 3. We'll get to that later. What do we want to talk about, boys? What are we thinking here?
First thing I want to say right now, if you think that we lost because of Trevor Lawrence, fuck you and stop watching. Fuck you and stop watching.
Period.
Yes.
Yeah, period. Because I'm gonna say something. Just for all his haters. He has no fucking turnovers. None. He's playing behind.
Wasn't that a big knock on him the past couple of years?
I mean, I'm just saying, you would think that he improves his biggest knock and you would start giving the man his credit, but no, you just keep shitting on him because his offensive line's a wet piece of fucking paper.
Yeah.
But regardless, that's what I wanted to start the show with, because I still love what I saw from Trevor Lawrence, man. I do. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, why didn't he this? Why didn't he that? Why did he do the swing passes? Because that's the fucking play call. I've been reading so many comments and ignorant just fucking statements from people that don't know what they're talking about. Like, why are you, like, you're talking about, why is he throwing swing passes? Brian Thomas is open down the field. Brian Thomas was a distraction. The play call was to the swing pass. Ask the coaches why they called that stupid shit.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I want to bring this up.
What?
And this is not in the defense of coaching, but this is technically in the defense of coaching. So last year, do you think our offensive line was worse or better about giving Trevor time in the pocket than this year?
I think they were
They're
worse.
better. They were better last year
You said
than what they
last
giving
year?
them now.
Was last year's line
Last year.
better or
I
worse than this
thought-
year's line?
Yeah, they were
In
definitely
terms of-
worse than this year's line so far.
False.
No, they were better.
On
They were better.
average. On average, so on 51 attempts, this is just attempts. This isn't dropbacks. 51 attempts. Trevor Lawrence has already taken 7 sacks. He's had an average of 1.1 seconds of pocket time before the pocket collapses or the ball is out of his hand. 1.1. That is literally half of the 2.2 he had last year over the entire of the season.
And then that's fair. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, you can see it though, because it's coming at the expense of Cam Dogshit Robinson. And for some fucking reason, we still think that Scherf is the solution. Ezra's been hit or miss here and there. Like, I think Ezra has room for improvement, but he's definitely not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is Cam Robinson.
Terrible.
Cam Robinson's our biggest problem. He is fucking awful. Awful. But on top of that, like, for the people that say, like, let's go ahead, let's just get into it. All right, let's
get into it.
Let's just strap up, right?
He's in gamer position.
The
Come
safety.
on, let's go.
Let's get into the safety. Everybody's like, well, he held the ball too long. Let me ask you something. They had some of the stickiest secondary, or one of the stickiest secondaries in the league.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
Yes.
All right. So he's got to buy a little bit of time. He has to, because they're on the short stuff.
Right.
All right. And then you think about, first of all, let's just go back to coaching. Why the fuck did we run shotgun on the fucking 2? let's just go to that. Whose fucking idea was that? Well, whatever. All right. So if you want to excuse that, and let's put it on Trevor. All right. Well, let's put it on Trevor. Well, how about the fact that Cam Robinson stepped to the fucking side? He got split. They got split. They got split like that. No big deal. Like, what do you expect Trevor Lawrence to do there? And I actually want to see comments. Like, if you're one of those people, drop one. What is he supposed to do there? I saw a comment, guys, like, well, he's supposed to just throw it at somebody's feet. And risk the intentional grounding that would be a safety because they know he's avoiding the safety. In a game where most of the calls to this point have not gone our fucking way. Come on, man. Come on. If he takes the sack, you hate him. He avoids the sack and he gets the intentional grounding, you hate him.
You just can't win.
Well, because I mean, people don't know football, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You can be stupid, just be stupid quietly. That's all I ask. An intentional grounding, according to the NFL rules, in the end zone, if it occurs while the quarterback is in the end zone, is an automatic safety. So even if he throws that ball away and doesn't get it anywhere close to anybody, or even if he does and the refs decide to call it a safety, it's a safety.
Well, even to this extent, if one of the linemen decide to hold in the end zone to keep him from getting hit, it's still going to be a safety. So in that position, that was not a good position to be in. Either way,
lose.
Yeah. Either way, that wasn't going to be a good ending to that.
Well, and let's talk about this too. Let's talk about this. Oh, throw it away. Live for it because it was what? First down, I think. Yeah, it was first down. It was first down. Throw it away. Live to see another play.
Safety.
Safety. It's still a fucking safety if your offensive line gives them no time. And on top of that, again, I know people want to just look past the play call, but you really can't. Who fucking does shotgun on the 2? Who does that with an offensive line that's been get shredded the whole game? Now, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, see, okay, Trevor, you're right. You are absolutely right. I'm just gonna let you get calmed down. Get your blood pressure down for a quick minute. Now, and once again, if you've never played, you really don't understand the dynamics that was going on with this. All right. They knew that Cleveland knew they were bringing pressure. They knew that. And anytime you playing defense and you're linebacker, cornerback, safety, and you know your front 7 finna bring that dang on pressure, you finna be glue because you know he's got to get it out quick. It's just that simple. Y'all, it's easy to sit there and watch it on TV and say, well, I would have done this. That happened so quick. I was like, God dang, he didn't have time to turn around. Because as soon as he turned around, what's his name? Wright was on him. So, you have to watch. Huh?
Untouched.
Yeah, untouched.
And let's talk about the fact, too, that everybody's like, and everybody talking about everybody, and for the people that might want to say, oh, well, he has to at least try. Maybe they won't call intentional grounding. You want to talk about the calls not going our way? They suplexed him out of the back of the fucking end zone. Suplexed him. No call. No call.
Well, he's not Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, literally. Do that on Patrick Mahomes and you're getting a life bid under the jail. Stop the madness. Stop the madness.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence didn't throw a terrible pass that was intercepted just to get called a pass interference by someone who was nowhere close to help them win the game because he's not Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
That part.
I think he's up to 18 or 19 interceptions called back on pass interference. I think he's up to 18 or 19 now. I think the next highest is Josh Allen, like 7.
Yeah, no, he gets the most for sure. But let's also talk about this. Like, in years past, Trevor Lawrence is going to sail that thing and hope for the best. He didn't do that. Because I'm telling you right now, everybody's like, oh, he should have thrown it to ETN. That's a pick 6. I promise you. Pick 6 right there. Pick 6. And that's 6
right
points
there.
instead of 2, and we didn't have a shot to come back from.
Right.
Pick 6. But another thing, too, for everybody that's like, well, this is also on Trevor Lawrence because, like, he only had 16 pass yards the first half. Let's chalk. There's a few things that can go to that. First of all, he had no time in the fucking pocket. But when he did, we were calling stupid-ass swing plays. And he checked a couple of them. And you know what happened? Our receivers dropped the motherfucking ball again. We still couldn't catch a cold in the fucking middle of the winter, dude.
Man, what is going on with that part right there?
I don't know. But, the only person that's consistently showing up, there's only 2. And it's Gabe Davis and BTJ.
Yep. That is true. That is so true. Yep, there's the passing chart.
Yep. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 total passes behind the line of scrimmage. 5.
Yep.
And not a single, or no, the only one that was a screen, if I'm not mistaken, was this one right here to Parker Washington that he dropped. If I'm not mistaken, there was only 1, maybe 2 screens total, and we still had this many.
It was 2. It was 2. One to Parker Washington, and it was one on the left-hand side. I forgot who it was to, but it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And even Doug, man. Even Doug. Doug tried to – I watched Doug's explanation of the safety play, and it made me sick to my stomach. I'm not going to lie. Because Doug said that he doesn't know whether it was on Trevor or whether it was on Mitch, lack of communication and calling the protection. Why are you putting them in shotgun anyway? You're literally – because you already know on the 2 that every defender's pinning their ears back, dude. That is literally – that's a defender's wet dream. Please call shotgun in the inside your own 5. Do it. Please.
Well.
Please do it. And the thing is, then Doug goes, because if he has a little bit more time, that's a big play to Brian Thomas Jr. down the field. Yeah, there were a shitload of those we never fucking got because he doesn't have the fucking time.
Right.
So when are we going to address the fact that this offensive line is fucking terrible? And stop putting this shit on Trevor Lawrence like he's a bad quarterback. He has no turnovers with the least amount of time in the pocket. Who the fuck? What is wrong with you? Yeah. What is wrong with you?
Hey, the other part is the defensive coordinator for Cleveland. He coached with Peterson in Philadelphia, so he knows the mindset. And maybe that's another thing we just keep trying not to talk about. But maybe Doug is the problem.
No, Doug's definitely the problem. Doug and I'm not saying Doug want to change it. Press is absolutely still a problem, not the only problem, but they're both the fucking problem. With our offense, them 2 are the problem, and Trent Baalke's right there fucking with them because Trent Baalke said our offensive line was fine.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. I don't know what fucking team you were watching, but our offensive line has not been fine, and I don't even remember the last time they were even remotely close.
They have their moments, but they haven't had them lately. That's for damn sure.
And the thing is, people have the nerve to say it's on Trevor. Trevor and our defense kept us in games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it what it is. Because that play over the middle to Brian Thomas, most quarterbacks ain't pulling the trigger on that because he's right there fucking on him, dude.
Right.
He put it where only BTJ could get it, and gave him an opportunity to make the separation, and he made the fucking play. Most quarterbacks aren't throwing that fucking ball.
Yeah, you did see that separation, right? I'm
He
like,
made the
dang.
separation.
Yes, sir.
Ryan
was
Thomas
nice.
is a stud.
You
But
know,
I'll tell
I
you
like
this.
it. I like him when he catches because he gets up and he be hyped. I'm like, get that boy the ball again.
Oh, yeah.
Get him the ball again.
He talks,
Yes.
man. That's what we need that. We need that. But I will say this, though. The refs damn sure didn't help with that illegal shift on a touchdown pass.
Man.
Who the
You
fuck
know,
calls a legal shift on a
look,
touchdown play? 'Cause
Isaiah.
how about this?
I've
They
got
called it on the
that's
ground.
literally what I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
So
because I still don't understand that one.
So it was no, and I want to. The ref made the right call.
He did.
From watching this again, from this
Uh-huh.
angle, he absolutely made the right call. What he didn't do right was he waited until the play had already started, threw the flag whenever Gabe Davis makes contact with the corner trying to run his route right before the touchdown's thrown. So I want you to watch. You'll see he does not set for 1 second. He does have to set for 1 second. You see him shift here, then they move way too quick. But watch. Flag is thrown now. Just came out. That flag should have been thrown
pre-snap.
Right here.
Pre-snap. Yeah.
Right here. As soon as he moved right here, that's when they should have thrown the flag. But they waited till right here. I think he realized, oh shit, I called that, but that wasn't actually an illegal contact by Gabe Davis, an illegal pick. And then he's like, oh, we're going to call it on that because, we thought it happened.
Well, and how about the fact, this is what pisses me off about this illegal shift call. Is it technically, did he make the right call? Absolutely he did. What's upsetting me is that the Browns got 2 of them back to back, but they only called 1. So the first one they called on him, and the reason I know this is because there was one obnoxious ass Browns fan right behind me screaming up and down about how it's not an illegal shift when it absolutely was. But the very next play, they ran the same damn play. I mean, exactly the same. The same motion, same shift, still never set and did not call it. Did not call it. So again, why are you picking and choosing? The hypocrisy from the refs this game was awful. Now, I'm not trying to say that we didn't earn this loss because we absolutely earned it as well. Okay? But the hypocrisy from the refs is crazy because you think there are 2 plays, and I got to give Doug Peterson this credit because he pointed this out, and I can't say that he's wrong. We are 2 plays away from 2-0. 2 plays. Okay?
Not 1, but
2 plays.
Okay.
2 plays. 1 in each game. We are 2 plays away.
What are those
Honestly,
plays?
maybe even 3. In the Miami game, I think we know what the play was.
Well, Tank. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
Tank's
No,
yeah.
ETN.
ETN's, yeah, ETN. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
That's one play. We probably win that game. We've talked about that multiple times. I think most of the statisticians and all of your commentators have said the same thing. We punched that in. That's probably game over. And then you come into week 2. There are 2 plays in this game that probably honestly could have won us the game. One of them's iffy. I mean, it wouldn't have brought us into the lead, or no, it would have put us in the lead, but it may not. It may have helped with the momentum, and that's Cam Little missing that field goal. But that's the small one. And then you got the illegal shift on the touchdown pass to Kirk. Okay. Because there should have been, at the very least, offsetting penalties because, like Isaiah said, you waited until post-snap, bro. You waited till the play's already happening. It's too late for that. That's a pre-snap penalty. A pre-snap penalty. And then the DB makes illegal contact because Gabe was running a route. You can't press him 5 yards up the field. You can press him on the line. He's already ran 5 yards and then you pressed him. That's illegal contact. That's pass interference. That should have been the least. If you're going to wait till the post-snap to call that flag, offsetting penalties. At the least. Because, again, you fucked up. That's a pre-snap penalty. You call that right at the snap of the ball at the very latest.
Okay. So here's a question. Remember, I know Isaiah answered, so I know he remembered the question. I asked, what is this team's identity? Isaiah said, we think what it's supposed to be. But do we really know what the team's identity is? Do we have any clue?
We know what it should be, but we damn sure aren't there. I have no clue, honestly.
I think what's showing, like what we actually are giving, is defense. That is the only identity we have.
I mean, are you talking about team or offense specifically here?
Well, I was talking about team, but yeah, let's go to offense. We know what the defense is doing. We know what their identity is. But what is the offense's identity?
Well, the offense's identity should be honestly, it's hard to tell.
Our identity should be 15 targets to Brian Thomas Jr. every game.
That should be clearly obvious because he's been open so much. So much. And people want to say, oh, well, Trevor's missing him. You'd fucking miss him too with a second and a half, motherfucker.
Trevor not missing him too much.
No, and he's not. And it's crazy because, again, dude, yes, he's missing the deep ball plays to him, but he's not missing them. He can see them, but, dude, that takes an extra second to wind that back and get it up there. You can't just flick that. Like, if it's 50 yards, you're not flicking that. I'm sorry. You're not fucking doing it.
You know, it goes back to what we were talking about last week. There are those that's going to say, if he throws an interception, oh, my God, he's turning it over. He's turning it over. Well, give him some more time to throw the damn ball. I mean, let's be honest with it. Like you said, Trevor, if you don't have the time, you can't throw it. I don't care who you are. So, and I think a couple of those, because you can see him cocking back, getting ready to let it go, and he gets hit or he has to move because our offensive line just not doing it. Now, for the offensive line, I watched some of it, and I saw one play when it looked like Harrison had gotten run over.
He did.
I'm thinking, no, he didn't. What happened was
I'm talking about I thought you were talking about the play where the guy literally jumps on him.
Yeah, like what happened was he tripped over Etienne's foot.
Etienne kicked his foot out from under him. Yeah, I was looking for that.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And that's a bitch. It's like I was trying to explain to the Browns fan that was obnoxiously screaming behind me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we equally looked terrible. Both teams looked fucking terrible. Honestly, we looked terrible.
You know, I think the defense wanted to be aggressive.
They just got tired.
Because they didn't know which Deshaun Watson was going to come out anyway. Watson was going to come out anyway, and then he went to running a little bit, so that had to slow the rush. You know, because you just oh man, and them fourth down plays, fourth down. The day I coached us so bad on those, I was like, really, dude, really, y'all just gonna give up the outside like that? Nobody. And if you pull that up.
Is that it's like you said, the outside, that play, we just outcoached all around. But like the next two times they did it with Jameis running up the middle. We just got out physical.
Yeah, exactly.
But it comes down to this too, though. And that's another thing is like the first quarter alone, they had 10 minutes of fucking possession. Our defense was on the field for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Because we weren't getting anything going on offense. Like,
well, yeah, and also they played that like that little Miami game, you know, where they just dink and dunk it, or as Travis said, you know, they matriculated it down the field, just a little bit here, a big play here, you know, and that tires you out after a while. They had our coaches guessing, they had the defense guessing, and then we would make a big play. There's a penalty flag laying on the freaking ground. Talking about roughing the passer, really? Really?
Antonio Johnson was absolutely an idiot and earned one of those.
Well, I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about the first one.
No, the first one was ridiculous because bro. But they can.
He'd already left his feet. Yeah, that was bullshit.
That was definitely bullshit. It's crazy, and man, dude, it just sucks, man. Because,
and I think if we get that call. That kind of changes the momentum a little bit because I think that was a first down play. Gave him a first down anyway on one of the long
the drive was over.
Yeah,
the drive was stalled. That's what pushed him in.
Yeah. So you look at the game, man. It was a whole lot going on and a whole lot of nothing going on at the same time. But our coaches got to be on top of it, man. Because oh man, I'm so tired of looking at that. First down or second down, here comes somebody trying to run into the back of the center or back of center.
You know, it's like I've been saying since the offseason. That signature press and fucking Doug. That is their fucking signature. We have to waste our first or second down every drive. We've got to fucking do it. We have to. It's in their fucking blood. They just can't do anything other than throw that fucking down away. They're fucking stupid. Not, and you know, and it kills me too is when the running backs are finding the holes. That's when they don't want to do it.
Right. Exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's fucking crazy. And it's like we were talking about, Eric. It's like we were talking about. There's so much opportunity. It's right there, man.
It's there.
It's right there. And the thing is, it's like there's no way you're this fucking stupid, you know, like we are not professional coaches. I know we'd like to sit back and say that, you know, we do know football. We know what we're talking about. Oh, please tell me this is one of the plays we were just talking about.
One of my favorite left tackles in the National Football League, Cam Robinson, really showing out on this play.
Oh.
Not only does he hold, he still gives up the sack.
In the red zone almost. Like,
yep. Bro, if you're going to hold, tackle the man.
There are 2 times you can't do that. It's on your own goal line and in the red zone. And that motherfucker does both.
Watch him wrap him up and he still gets destroyed. He didn't even try and put his hands on his body, bro. He tried to grab his neck.
Fucking trash. Fucking trash.
Yeah.
Certified tough guy.
I mean, how can you throw it to anyone like that?
You can't.
He's got a bad knee, remember?
No, he's got a bad
knee.
He's got a bad after game. I meet him in the parking lot after the game.
No, but what's really encouraging to me though is I think that our players are getting a little less humble about the calling what the problem is. Trevor has never once said we suck. And Trevor has not said that we need to be coached better either.
Right here. Kicks his leg out from under him. And then look at Cam Robinson.
Getting cooked again.
Fucking turnstile.
And here,
not to mention the low tackle here. Sorry.
Yeah, but here is where we missed Ingram the most. I don't care what no one said.
Yep, right there in the knees, and we're not going to call that. That's cool.
Nope.
Of course not.
I mean, that even Ingram ain't making that one, but yeah, I know what you mean though. We definitely missed him in the red zone for sure. I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And look down there in the bottom corner. Look down there in the bottom corner. That's what people were saying is Trevor Lawrence's fault.
They're saying he should have thrown to Gabe right here.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's his fault that Anton Harrison got tripped by Travis Etienne and Cam Robinson couldn't stop a cold.
Right.
And it's also his fault that he's getting top tackled.
Look at that, bro.
Not roughing the passer. The ball's already 5 yards away from him. But why would we get the call?
Yeah. We haven't earned the calls yet. I guess that's
clearly.
Yeah, we haven't earned them yet.
I thought us giving Trevor Lawrence was going to sprinkle some favor on us from Roger Goodwill, but I guess not.
No.
I mean, just look at this, dude. Trips him. I mean, right here, he punches him in the face anyways.
That's hands to the face all day.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, Cam Robinson's over here holding it up like he's a bank and he's got a gun.
Look at Ezra looking at everybody but blocking someone.
I mean,
watch him. He makes the initial contact, right? Passing him off.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want him to do? Run upfield and get a penalty? Like,
no, the one thing I wanted him to do is try to turn around. This is not the first time that Cam Robinson's turned into a fucking turnstile.
Well, if you look,
but I mean,
if you look, he did look over there, but it was too late. Oh boy,
no, I get that. What I'm saying is where's our? I'm not blaming Ezra specifically. I'm saying Doug says it's on our play or it's on our communication about protections. Why the fuck aren't we helping Cam Robinson then? I mean, this is that right there happened all game. That happened all fucking game. Cam Robinson was a fucking airport turnstile all game.
We need to help him by putting him on the bench and terminating his contract.
But
no, I agree. But what I'm saying is I'm not blaming Ezra for being there by himself. I'm blaming them for clearly we could afford him to slide over and fucking help.
I mean, he can't help though with that. I mean, that's an outside rush by Myles Garrett. I mean, unless we line him up at tackle, that's the only way we're helping Cam Robinson in that situation, or reporting an extra lineman eligible.
I don't know. Bring Ezra back to kind of counter it. I don't know. Have him step back, not on to Trevor. There's things you can do. There are things you can do. Not that they would be 100% effective all the time.
The only thing they can do there is either ETN chip or put a tight end out there or report in the lineman eligible.
There you go. See, we figured it out.
But I mean, you notice that though. Cleveland, every time they are inside the red zone,
reported eligible.
They're putting 70, so they're putting somebody in there eligible on that right tackle or left tackle.
Yeah.
Trying to help out whoever's going up against Foye or not Foye, but Josh Allen or Trayvon.
And that's one of those. Miami did the same thing. Cleveland did it to us. Somebody's paying attention. Apparently we aren't, though, because we don't do it to other teams. I mean, really, it works. You use that formation with the tight end in the backfield all during the preseason. We get to the regular season, I ain't seen it that often. And if it is, you just use it as a decoy. I mean, put them back there, let them block. But Strange did look good yesterday, y'all. Strange looked good.
Oh, Strange looked damn good.
Heck yeah.
Strange looked really good.
Okay, I see what Trevor was saying about him now. Yeah.
I do like Strange.
Yeah, Farrell looked pretty good too.
He did. I feel like our coaches failed us a lot harder than people are willing to recognize.
Right. I don't think there's any give way in Doug's philosophy. Apparently, none whatsoever. Because he go into the second half, go into halftime and come out. It's the same thing all over again.
So he did get touched, but they just went over him. No, he just fucking threw Ezra out of the way.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. And again,
I mean,
what are you supposed to do with this?
And
he tries to climb the pocket. He tries to climb the pocket, and then look, they got beat on the inside. So now he's got a guy in his fucking face already grabbing him. And look, over the back, over his shoulder, slams him down. Yep. No call. No fucking. That's wild to me. Right in the ref's face, too. I'm not going to lie, though. The first drive of the fucking game, the refs made it very fucking clear what was going to happen here today.
Okay, also, hold on. Can we just talk about this play right here? Like, this play right here, the punt right after the safety.
Man.
Now, hold on. A lot of people don't understand why Logan Cook punted a short ball to them to catch. Okay, if you don't know, let me educate you real quick.
Okay.
So the reason we did this, there was a minute and 42 seconds left, I believe, at the time. Minute and 42 seconds. Notice where the return men are. They had absolutely zero intentions of returning this football. And a punt that rolls into the end zone isn't technically dead on the spot. We have to go touch that ball unless it goes into the end zone and it sits there for a second. They'll call it dead. But let's say Logan Cook doesn't make it. I mean, it's a 20-yard line. We know he can do it. We know he can roll it out the back. But what if he doesn't? It sits there on the 1-yard line. We got to get all the way from here, all the way through the blockers to whatever yard line he gets it to, because they're not trying to catch this ball. And the clock just keeps on running the whole time. Little pooch right here, shade up. They have to catch this football. Because if not, we're still touching it down. So the reason we did that, for anybody that doesn't understand, is because if we kick that ball down the field, which I didn't understand at first, and I realized once it was about to happen, I said, oh, shit, that's what they're doing. The reason for that is we wanted the clock stopped because it stops as soon as they catch it. But if we let it roll, it's a punt. It's not a kickoff. It's a punt. As soon as that ball is kicked, that clock starts going. Yeah. It's different. It's the same punt rules.
Well, what else complicated the whole situation? It came after a safety. And everybody was like, well, but you can't onside kick from a safety.
Nope. It's still punt. It's still regular punt rules.
Right.
Even if we do and we get the ball, that's just their ball.
Exactly.
That's just downing it.
Downing it. Yeah.
It was a smart call, and it was the right call, and it almost worked out for us. It didn't in the end, but
and another thing people aren't thinking of, if you kick it all the way down there and give them the whole field to drive it, we never touch the ball again.
Right.
Yeah,
I would
have a
almost
chance to
guarantee
almost win the game in the end.
Yeah, I would guarantee you we don't touch the ball again if we kick that into the 20 or 30 down there on the other side of the field. What we did was we rolled the dice on our defense, which had been getting stopped since halftime, which was absolutely the right call to do. And we rolled the dice that they would get the stop and get us the damn ball back, and that's exactly what happened.
Should we be worried that our defense in 2 games haven't gotten a turnover?
I don't know if we should be worried because they're still holding teams to less than 20 points.
That's true.
I'd be worried if they're giving the game away, but they're not giving the game away. Sure, they're not forcing many, I think the reason we're not forcing as many turnovers is because we're instantly getting pressure to where a quarterback feels the need to scramble, and then this is what's happening to our defense. We are creating enough pandemonium on the snap of the ball, which is exactly what you want. But we are having issues with quarterback containment on the edges.
Right.
So when the quarterback extends the play, it's impossible for a DB to cover for 8 seconds. Damn near. Okay. So if the quarterback makes it to the edge and we don't make it to him, that's a completion. And that's what's happening. You're either seeing us lock down so hard and so quickly that they can't make a play, or we're locking down so hard that they roll out and then make a play. But we're not giving the game away because we're not we're not letting that happen as so many times that, we're not doing anything,
Right.
But if it was to the point where we're getting blown out and we're not having close games and they're just giving the game away, then absolutely we'd be concerned about that and many other things. But I would like to see more picks. We should have had one yesterday.
Yeah. Darby
got too busy thinking about that damn run back instead of making sure he closed the hands on the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And then let it go right through his hands into
Yes.
By the way, right here.
Yes. And that's one of those oh my God, it's gonna be one of those days.
We win this football game if the ref takes his hands out of his fucking pocket and throws the flag here. Watch right here. I want you to see. You're about to see it right here. Watch what this DB does to Christian Kirk. Ball's coming. That is a catchable football.
He's holding the shit out of him.
Holding the shit out of him. Pulling him back. Holding his arm down here and then jumps for it late.
That's pass interference. And 2 of them fucking looking at it.
Oh, right, no, and right here, watch this guy. Watch this guy. Like a good cop grabs his weapon. Watch this. Whoop, puts his hands on his hip. He's about to, and then he decides not to. Nope. Incomplete. And then the back angle is even worse because I was behind this. I was sitting where I was right behind where this happened on the goal line.
Look again, Trevor still got to break the pocket.
Look at this right here. Grabs him, pulls him,
holding him right there.
Bam.
Yeah, that's that play they thought he went over the line of scrimmage. I remember that now.
That's the one that his body wasn't entirely blah 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 whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There was a couple times where Stefanski was trying to waste time and trying to give his guys rest and trying to do all this stuff and being ridiculous, dude. Yeah, no, that was bad. Illegal shift on Gabe really Davis.
Bad. And also,
this one was annoying because Gabe's got to know better than this, dude.
I don't recall any of their illegal shifts where they did a 10-second runoff on them. Whereas when we had one in the 4th quarter, they did.
Speaking
of Gabe's got to know better on this play, man. He's out there fucking jogging out there. My bad to cut you off, Eric.
No, I also okay. Yeah, what was up?
Look at him fucking walking out there. I mean, Trevor Lawrence trying to get the ball off, the clock's running.
Right.
And then, not to mention, he makes this catch. He absolutely, you'll see it from this angle right here. He absolutely makes this catch. And the ref's just trying to have ref ball. I mean, they had to try and make it up to Cleveland for all those holdings they rightfully called on them. I mean, it hits him right here. That foot's down. Then he goes out. And he comes up like he's about to call it a catch and then puts his hands down incomplete.
That is true.
No, they were terrible.
You don't do this unless it's a catch. He put him up and then he looked at Stefanski and goes, oh, piece of shit.
What's going on with using our timeouts and when down at the goal line, man? What's going on with that? I think actually I saw Trevor mouthing off to Doug about somebody not knowing what the hell they want to do. I think I saw him doing that.
Yeah, so on that, Doug talked about it. And yeah, they had to call 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
Because people weren't snapping right or weren't set right, different stuff. And yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that hurt. That really did. You know, you get down to the 2, you're like, okay, we got this. We coming. Then they start going backwards. What the hell is y'all doing? What is this shit show I'm watching? And that's basically what it turned out for the rest of the day to be. You know, a couple of series here and there, but yeah, I think Doug has to change some things. I don't know whether
I think right now that Doug is still a good coach for us, but he better change some shit or he's going to lose the whole locker room.
It's going to be another Mike Vrabel. That's what I was thinking about earlier. Going to be like
not just Mike Vrabel, it's going to be Philadelphia again. Because again, there are tons of people that are inside that do believe Press Taylor has a lot more to do with this than what we think.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some people that think it's all Doug. Some people think it's all Press. But one thing that has been unanimous, there are tons of people that want to see Press Taylor out of here, and Doug keeps saving his ass. That's
True
regardless. That's regardless of whatever reason, Doug keeps saving his ass. And that's all there is to it.
Let's just take a moment too.
Yeah.
Do you think Doug Peterson is consistently honest whenever he addresses the media about who's doing what?
Absolutely not.
Hell no.
So do you not think there is a very good chance that he just wants us to think that Press Taylor is still calling plays, but it's him doing it, and he's just not going to own up to it because because he was quick to say last year, oh, he's going to call plays, and then I'm going to take over this game, or I'm going to do this. He hadn't said a word this year. He immediately dodges the question.
I think is bullshit. Why is it that we're paying all this money and we're the fans of this team and we're invested in this team and you still do not fucking tell us who is calling the fucking plays here?
Well, you see him out there on the sideline. He's got his headset on with his thing down, and he's like this every play doing something. It's never Press Taylor. It's always Doug doing this.
Yeah,
talking.
I
am convinced.
Every play.
I am convinced that it is not Press Taylor calling plays at this point. And the reason he's on the sideline is so that they can make a big deal and a spectacle about it and make it seem like he's actually doing it. I don't think Press Taylor's calling plays. I'll be honest with you.
I don't either. But you know what Press Taylor is still in charge of alongside Doug? Who we're starting on offense and who like on offensive line. They're in on these calls that are abysmally bad. So it's not just the play calling. It's why is this our offensive line and why have we not made any moves to fucking correct it? Because clearly that is one of our worst position groups.
I mean, again, though, Press Taylor has absolutely zero power over that at the end of the day. It's Doug Peterson. Just like Doug Peterson healthy scratching Mason Smith.
No, that's crazy. Now that's something that we need to – that's another topic we need to talk about, and that's on Doug. And that, that's a separate conversation, which is why I did say, for whatever reason, Doug keeps saving Press's ass. He did it in Philly when Press was absolutely failing at his job. Press lost the trust of the fucking locker room, and he fought to fucking save him. Philly wanted his ass out of there. They had a guy that they wanted to replace.
What are you talking about? Bro, no. Press Taylor wasn't the offensive coordinator in Philly. He was an assistant.
No,
yes, it was.
No,
that's literally why Doug Peterson got fired.
I know, but they wanted
he wanted
Press gone with everybody. They wanted the whole offensive staff gone. They wanted Press gone especially.
They did not fire him because they did not want to get rid of Press Taylor from the offensive staff. They fired him because Doug Peterson did not agree with them forcing him to take an offensive coordinator that he did not want. He wanted to promote Press Taylor. I'm not saying Press Taylor wasn't involved, but they did not fire him because he didn't get rid of Press Taylor. They fired him because he did not agree with them putting an offensive coordinator in his room. That's what happened.
So again, we said the same thing essentially different ways. They did not want Press Taylor as their offensive coordinator. They did not want that.
That is fine, but you saying he failed at his job when it wasn't his job doesn't make any sense.
They had said that the offensive staff was a failure. They wanted to
Right.
wipe the slate. They wanted them gone.
Mm-hmm.
There were multiple people that said that. So no matter what story comes out, at this point, it's who's in the room. Be a fly on the wall, you know. But regardless, when they say, okay, I get that Doug was arguing with them because they've had a guy picked out for the coordinator job, and he wanted Press to be the coordinator. They did not want that. Doug sacrificed his own fucking career at that point, or risked his career to give it to Press when he honestly, unless it's just, again, it could be another example of Doug being fucking petty, because Doug was petty this week with Mason Smith, which is what we were talking about as another topic to have. It comes down to Doug is doing the same fucking thing here that he did in Philly. Not necessarily the Press Taylor part, but he's being a petty bitch, and he's going head to head with our GM like he does not need to fucking do, which is why they booted his ass out of Philly. It just so happens that in Philly, Press was a big topic of it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But regardless, he healthy scratched Mason Smith because I'll say this. Doug, I don't blame Doug for necessarily taking the healthy scratch, because Ryan Nielsen is our defensive coordinator, and he has given us no reason to not trust his judgment. None.
Mm-hmm. None.
He's actually coached a very good defense, considering how long they have to stay on the fucking field and defend against bullshit because our offense isn't producing. So when that man says, I'm going to give this player less reps because I don't like what I'm seeing from him, and I think this guy gives us a better opportunity. Trent Baalke, you don't have you have the power, but you don't necessarily have the right to come down on the staff and say, no, you're not going to do that. You're going to play him essentially because it makes Baalke looks like he's a shitty fucking drafter again. And I mean, that's heads or tails. I can't necessarily say exactly what Ryan doesn't like out of Mason Smith so far, because I saw a good bit of good stuff from him. And Jordan Jefferson have looked okay to me.
Right.
But
exactly.
Again, our defensive line hasn't been bad either. So Ryan's clearly seeing something. Okay. And no matter what it is, I trust him. Huh?
He's over pursuing. He's overplaying right now. He's playing too fast and too high.
Right. And that's something that's coachable, but it takes time. And again, but regardless, Ryan, we need to follow what the fuck he said. He's coaching a great defense, and it's his fucking job. Yeah. And then Doug says, he doesn't literally say it out loud, but fuck you, Trent. We're going to fucking do it. I'm going to help you scratch his ass. He's done. Yeah. He's not fucking playing today. There you go. He's not fucking active. You want to fucking fight about it. You want to be pissy about it because it exposes the fact that you are not the best late round drafter. He's had some solid first round draft picks and second round draft picks, but like later in the drafts, he tends to pick busts, but a lot of teams do that. So I'm not going to necessarily knock him too hard, but his draft history is kind of ass cheeks. We've talked about that multiple times. We feel like he did a lot better this year, but we have talked about that's one of his weaknesses. But regardless, you don't have the right. Just because you have the literal power does not mean you have the right to come in and immediately step on your defensive coordinator's toes, which is one of those things I was talking about when we first opened the show. And I said it opens opens the eyes to some deeper organizational issues that I don't think a lot of people are really looking at, because this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. Even though it may have been something small about the playtime of a rookie lineman, when we do have a good bit of depth there that we didn't necessarily have to have him, this is a big deal, though. I mean,
but you know, I don't know, man. It's like when ETN says, well, "Yeah, we got all the talent, but if you ain't got nobody willing to put in the work, talent not gonna win any games for you."
Yeah.
So So,
but I think I don't know what Trevor and ETN. I think Trevor and ETN also acknowledging the coaching shorts, like the shortcomings of the coaching staff so far, are a lot more telling than people care to admit. Like, people are like, "Oh, they're just making comments because they're mad." Absolutely not. Show me another time Trevor Lawrence did that.
You're right. I haven't seen that. Hey, speaking of that, Tank got hurt. All right. So
I thought he died.
I know, right? Because That was kind of nasty. But then they wouldn't put him back in the taking and carries, but they put him on special teams. I'm like, really? If you're not gonna give him the ball,
I think they did that. I think they did that though because it's like we were talking about during the game. Who else? Like,
yeah, true.
It's one of those. It's one of those. Who else? Where a lot of teams in the league are experiencing injuries like we are pretty heavily already. But again, I think it is hitting us a little bit harder. I think it was obvious that Evan Ingram was a heavy part of the game plan going into the game, and then he gets injured pregame. I think that became glaringly obvious with we're just trying to figure it the fuck out for the first half of the game. Because they didn't get him going in the first game. He was a central part of the second game.
Right.
Absolutely. And I think, the loss of Evan is a lot bigger than people want to look at. And then the fact that Christian Kirk, like Isaiah's been pointing out, has never showed the fuck back up.
I don't know what's going on with Christian. He's very, I'm telling you. Well, hell, Parker Washington didn't do no justice either because he dropping balls right to him. I'm like, really? Really?
And then just so everybody can say that nobody can say that we're discriminating. Brian Thomas Jr. dropped one on a slant.
Yeah.
But he's a rookie.
Yeah.
It's his second fucking game, bro. And he also has the most explosive plays that this offense possesses to date. All of them.
And we also have a 16.7% drop rate on Trevor Lawrence's passes.
Yes. Which is the highest in the NFL.
Yep.
Yes.
So again, for all you retards, and I'm going to say it, you're retarded. If you think
you're retarded,
that is the problem.
For you slow people, we may get in trouble for saying retarded, So for you slow people, the ones who walk around and drool with your hat on backwards, stop.
Those of you that breathe through your mouth and eat crayons for breakfast, Trevor Lawrence is not the problem.
Don't make fun of Marines, bro. They didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, apparently they're assuming that Trevor Lawrence is the problem.
Yeah, they are. They have no idea. They have no idea.
But I do got to say this, though. I don't think it's time to slam the panic button yet. I think everyone should be cautiously next to it, but I don't think anybody should be slamming it yet. And I think the reason for that is, even with all of this turmoil and bullshit, we have lost 2 games, both 5 points or less.
In addition to that, when we first saw the schedule, we said these first 4 games were going to tell us who we were. We said that, so we know it wasn't going to be a cakewalk.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was never going to
be a cakewalk.
I mean, you got the fastest offense in the league and then one of the best defenses in the league. Back to back.
Back to back. Yeah.
Next week, I think, is what's going to tell us who we are because they're pissed now. They're pissed off. Trevor Lawrence said more curse words in this interview than I think I've ever heard Trevor Lawrence say total. Trevor's pissed.
I mean, think about it. You just signed that big contract, so everybody's looking at you, and then team come out and play like this.
That's the worst part, man.
I mean, you're the face of the franchise, so you're the starting quarterback. Yes, everybody gonna be pointing at you. What's wrong? Why y'all not doing this? What? Hey, he can't throw the ball, block, and run at the same time. Now, not all. He can't do it all. No. Need some help. But only thing people. Oh, see, they can't even say he the highest paid anymore because that's gone now. But he just signed all that money.
Became the highest paid and then got blown out.
Yeah. So, I'm with you, Trevor.
Dak Prescott, of all people.
Well, hey, he gets them to the playoffs.
I don't think he's going to this year.
Not like that.
Something that somebody did post, though?
What's that?
And it's a comment that I did want to bring up. Somebody did say that Mike Caldwell left our building when he left, and he said, and I quote, "The problem is still in that building."
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did say that. He did say
He's
that.
absolutely right.
The fuck does it keep doing that?
Doing what?
We got it. Yeah, we had to show
quality gets bad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I love that he talks shit on him. Get fucked, Newsom. You suck. Sorry. You don't really suck.
A little bit lower, and that's basically where I'm looking from.
See, one of the few times the offensive line actually gave him some time. Go back to the offensive line.
Look at the horsepower, though. It's crazy.
Let's see who did what. Okay, Kurt came in. Okay,
ETN.
Look at this man one-on-one blocking Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look,
yeah,
that's Luke motherfucking Farrell right there.
Yeah,
and Anton Harrison can't do it.
well, Anton on the other side.
Look at him. And Miles spun on him, and he still caught his ass.
But I have said this time and time again. He is the most underrated player on our roster. And he consistently has the highest pass block grade and run block grade.
He does. I love Luke Farrell.
I mean, look at him one-on-one. Just
look at him.
Beating that man up.
Just a stud.
Look at this man.
Look at this. Get off me, bitch. Right around the neck, though. Right around the neck.
Yeah, I thought that should have been I think that should have been a flag, but I don't know.
It's right around the neck. I mean, it's crazy. It's abysmal how many calls that went their way.
Right.
Or no calls.
I mean, it's crazy. They had 13 penalties and still beat us.
Well,
that's what's crazy.
Yeah. And for people saying that, I'm not trying to say they didn't call flags on the Browns. What I'm trying to say is they called some that they deserved, but they left off even more that they deserved.
And it was like at what point they called the penalties.
Yeah. Because again, also it's like we talked about. We go back and forth all day about how the illegal shift is a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah.
But you let it play out. So once you let it play out, you see defensive pass interference at that point. You either no call and you just let them play because you fucked up.
Right.
You missed the call, you fucked up.
Right.
You let them play. But instead, you ignore their penalty, you ignore it outright. And just decide,
outright.
I'll go back to the pre-snap one that I should have gotten beforehand.
Right. Man, exactly.
I didn't even notice on this play with the ETN touchdown. Bro got a handful of face masks.
Yep, never got called.
Right here.
Right there. Holding on it. Never calls it. Nothing.
That's the ETN I'm used to seeing. No hesitation. A little bit of a stutter, but not much.
Yeah.
Takes that hand off and he hits the hole. That's what I'm
imagine that though. That's the first time he sees a fucking hole in 8 months.
Well, I mean, it's not the first time he's seen it, it's the first time he's taken it.
Yeah.
He sees them, they just don't take them.
That makes me wonder though, is it because it's not the hole he's supposed to hit?
You know? Yeah, exactly. I thought about that too.
I'm wondering, and you know, I said this during the game. I'm not one of the
guys that's going to sit back and just say that ETN's trash because he's not.
Well, I said this during the game to one of the Browns fans sitting next to me. That was he was a reasonable dude. There was a couple plays where like Trevor Lawrence threw it when he absolutely shouldn't have, and I said that's exactly what happens when your coach tells you throw it here and only here, and you're not actually looking at the other guys that are open. Because I guarantee there's plenty of quick game where they're just like, nope, you throw it here and only here. Don't throw it anywhere else.
Yeah,
and
because he threw one. In fact, yeah, he threw one to BTJ that almost was intercepted because they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, and Brian Thomas ripped that shit back out.
Yeah, because he was the hot read, but he didn't realize it. Yeah. So it's only we only gained 2 games in, huh?
That's communication too. But then again, but that's also a thing. That's for me too. See, that's one thing that gets me also is I'm not saying that Doug's not calling the plays because I think Doug is equally as much to blame as Press Taylor. I'm not saying he's not. But when does Press Taylor have to start taking some of the blame for the fact that we have shitty coordination, we have shitty communication, our receivers can't catch, and you're not starting somebody else over anybody else? You're not making any fucking moves to change it.
Right.
When do you start taking some of that heat? Because you are still the offensive coordinator. Whether the play calling's on you or not, you are still the goddamn offensive coordinator. When do you do your job? But see, that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part because if he's just a fucking placeholder, fire him now. Why is he here? Why the fuck are you here?
Blame.
Hey,
he's not even taking the blame. That's the thing. He's not even taking the blame because nobody's putting the fucking play calling on anybody.
Is it not
nobody's
implied?
taking the blame, and that's the problem.
Technically, he next to go. He next in line to go. They got rid of the defense coordinator from last year, so hey, it's just next on down the line.
and that's the thing. That's the thing is you did just say you put the nail on the head though. Is like, is he though?
Yeah.
Is he though?
No,
And
I think
that's
there's a very
the question
real
though.
chance
Is
that
like
Nielsen's coaching this football team as the head coach by the end of the year.
I do too. I
think
think
so?
if we have if we have another 3 outings, I'll call it now. If we have another 3 outings that look like this shit,
we still have Schottenheimer on the coaching staff, don't we?
No,
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I thought we kept Shoddy.
No, but there's a very real chance that we see Ryan Nielsen coach this team by the end of the year. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm all fucking for it.
Mike McCoy.
Yeah, Mike McCoy. I'll say no. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. We talked about this during the offseason. Remember, we did talk about this during the offseason.
Look at what he did to this defense. Our defense lacked physicality outside of Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker.
Right.
No, I'll tell you right now.
And our linebackers, sorry. Foyer and Devin Lloyd were physical. But we lacked physicality. We lacked accountability. We lacked discipline. We are showing all of those things now in a very short amount of time. Now, there's still things to be cleaned up. It's still very early. Okay. But one thing I also saw, and we've got multiple clips of it now, and it's my favorite thing that I've seen from Ryan Nielsen, is he will get in your face.
You get in your face.
And it does not matter. And it does not matter if you're Joshua Allen or if you're fucking Devon Hamilton or Tyler Lacey. It does not matter if you're Antonio Johnson or Andre Sisco. It does not matter if you're Tyson Campbell or Monteric Brown. He is in your shit when you fuck up. He is in your shit. And I love it. That's accountability. Why do we never see that when our receivers drop the fucking ball? Preston Doug, I never see him go to him.
No.
Never. They just come off the sideline, take a seat like, you'll get him next time, buddy. Trevor goes to him. I see Trevor say shit to him. But Doug says it's Trevor's job. Doug says it's Trevor's job to be a leader. And to an extent, he's absolutely right. But you're the fucking coach. If they're playing like shit, you've got to say something. You can't just say, Trevor, you got to do it all.
Okay. Well,
because Trevor's also got to focus on what he's doing.
Right.
And like, you can't just come to Trevor and say, you kind of fucked up here when you're not willing to look at your offensive line and say, you are dog shit, because they still keep defending him. They keep defending him. The only person that I am actually happy with is Mitch fucking Morse. And Ezra. Ezra was solid. So I'm happy with Mitch Morse and Ezra Cleveland. Everyone else got fucking torched. I'll say this. Actually, I think I recall Brandon Scherf was a little bit more stiffer because I looked at the stats.
Yeah,
I didn't actually watch Scherf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one BTJ just should have looked and didn't.
And I think we should give Ernest Johnson some more carries. I really do.
I do too, because he runs angry.
Yes. Very angry. Yes.
Oh, BTJ didn't even rip it. He just dropped it. Okay.
No, he just dropped it. Yeah, no, I mean, what I was going to say, I guarantee you, if we lose these next 2 games and we start out 0-4, they're getting rid of Doug. They're getting rid of Press. Nick Holes or Mike McCoy will be the offensive coordinator, interim, whoever he'll be. One of them will be calling plays. That's our QB coach and our passing game coordinator. Nick Holes is the passing game coordinator from UNLV we got this year. And then Mike McCoy is the quarterback coach. One of those two. McCoy's been in the league for 22 years. And Ryan Nielsen will be elevated to head coach. And that is it the DB's coach that he brought over that's like his assistant defensive coach?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the DB's coach. I guarantee you he'll be elevated to interim defensive coordinator. If we start out this season 0-4, Doug and Press are both gone. I can guarantee you that.
And it makes sense because Sean has said, I'm tired of paying money.
If you've watched it, he even talked to the whole team. He said, this is the best Jaguars team we have ever had. With the talent that we have in the room right now, this is the best Jaguars team we've ever had, and it's time to win. And we're going to go out there and show them that this is the best team we've ever had, and we're not doing it. No,
I'm gonna tell you right now. Shad Khan is not forking out all this goddamn money for this new stadium and the development in Jacksonville and the bonuses that he's paying to avoid destroying the motherfucking salary cap. The salary cap. Like, he is not doing all that to lose these fucking games. I'm gonna be honest. Everybody's like, oh, this is on Shad Khan. He's not involved enough as an owner. No, he's not a fucking Jerry Jones just deliberately sabotaging his team. But,
right.
But what he does do is he pays the money and he gives time for development. Okay? He is patient. He is patient. Now, was he overly patient with some people? Yes, but was he not with others? I think we saw that he will drop the axe when he has to, because Urban Meyer never made it the whole year.
He shouldn't have made it half the year.
He shouldn't. But hey, but to be said at the same time though, he did. Shad said, I tried to give him time, as like he said, coming from college to NFL is a completely different game.
Right.
He said, I tried to give him time to adjust, and he never made the adjustment. So I made an adjustment. And that's what had to happen. I'm going to tell you right now, dude, we do have the best roster we've ever had, I think. Just
close.
I think
close.
I think our injuries are a bigger problem than we are caring to admit right now. Our injuries are actually pretty concerning.
No, you say injury. I don't know about. Well, yeah, but
I'm definitely concerned a bit about the injuries, because we just paid Tyson Campbell and he's already back on fucking IR.
Well, I think that's more precautionary. Whatever, they're like, okay, the first 4 games we're gonna ride and see what happens. Give the young guys a chance to prove what they can do.
I miss fucking Dewey Wingard. I miss Dewey. I miss fucking Dewey.
Look, that almost like would solve some of the problems on defense in the back end, wouldn't it?
You're damn right it would. There would be no Antonio Johnson whiffs.
But let's see. Defense is
Shout
good.
out to Gabe Davis, though, by the way. I got to retract one statement. I'm thinking about it. Sorry. I'd have to retract one thing. I did say, well, actually, no, I'm not retracting. I actually hit it on the head, but I just want to give a little more props. I did say that I thought that Brian Thomas Jr. was going to be a bigger weapon on the field than Gabe Davis is. And I was absolutely correct about that.
Right.
So far.
Yeah.
But I will say, too, though, Gabe Davis has been very physical and one of the more sure-handed guys we've had on the team so far. So props to fucking Gabe Davis for that.
Well, they're 1-2. They're 1-2 on the team as far as catches and stuff and targets, I think. So, yeah, that's a good job. That's a good job. What was I about to say? Hell, I don't know. They just need to fix whatever it is. If we just can fix that offensive line, that's what I was about to say. That offense, I do believe if that offensive line could just give us a little bit more time, we would be all right. Because we have seen what can happen when he has enough time, when the team has enough time. We've seen. And Doug and them get out of that road. See, and that's the other thing. It's a routine. If we can see that at least on first or second down, there's going to be a run up the middle for no gain. You don't think the other defensive coordinators don't see that? So, I mean, it's routine. They have to break that.
Well, our offense is clearly the problem, like we've talked about.
Yeah.
And the routine is the biggest issue. The Jaguars are the same that they have been since Doug Peterson and them got here. Is if we don't get hot in the beginning, we're going to lose.
Right.
It's that simple.
See,
we don't
let the horses loose, man. Let them go.
Well, let Trevor air the ball out, but you can't. You can't, because you refuse to move on from sorry motherfuckers like Cam Robinson and fucking Brandon Scherf. And dude, it just kills me though. This is what kills me. Like, I don't understand what they're seeing from this offensive line that makes them say things such as they've improved and they're good. I don't know what they're seeing. Like, maybe I'm blind or maybe I've gone stupid. Like, maybe I am the retard.
Well, like we say, maybe some of the coaches, they're doing that the coaches are asking them to do, and they just, I don't know, Trevor. I mean, it's hard to put any logic behind that. It really is. Now, if I was bulky, I'd be on the phones trying to find out, okay, who's available, what it's going to cost me, something. Because
if I'm bulky, I'm strong-arming Miami into something they don't want to do.
Okay, I don't
because
know.
We've got one of the most serviceable backup QBs in the league right now.
Yeah, see, I don't know if
I'm not getting rid of Mac Jones.
I don't want to get rid of Mac Jones, but dude, at the same time, if we don't do something about this line, we're gonna have to figure out what the fuck to do with Trevor Lawrence because he's gonna be on IR again.
Okay, so
on IR for the first time.
Who would you trade? Who would you trade replace on the line that's be worth Mac Jones?
I haven't thought of a player specific that I would try to acquire for Mac Jones, but I know the first person I would replace is Cam Robinson.
Okay.
Cam Robinson's ass would be gone. I don't give a fuck what cap hit we took. Get his ass out of here. I don't care. Fuck it, dude. Salary cap isn't real. Look at the 49ers. It's not real. Fucking dude. Cam Robinson would fucking be gone. I don't care what it took. Or another thing is our secondary is beat the fuck up already.
True.
I think that we could possibly strong arm the Dolphins into somebody like Kevin Holland, maybe, because they just paid Ramsey. Mm-hmm. And even though Ramsey's obviously off the table, they're not letting Ramsey go. But I do think we could probably, maybe if we sent Mac Jones and like a second or a third for like Kevin Holland, we get a great player in return. And I'm not saying that I want to see Mac Jones go. I don't want to see Mac Jones go. But I just think at this point, like it'd be like taking candy from a baby. You know they have to have this. It's one of the rare trade situations where you know they have to have it. Like it's not an if and it's not a maybe. You know that they have to have this.
Okay. And then we go through the rest of the season hoping and praying that Trevor don't get hurt because we really don't have a service of backup.
Well, let's be honest, though. What the fuck is Mac Jones going to be able to do that Trevor Lawrence can't do behind this line? So what's the point?
True. That's a point. But we have a serviceable backup. Or we can go and get C.J. Beathard again.
Honestly, no. But
you got it.
I mean, but those are the options.
No,
look, we be out there doing the same thing.
Well, I like Mac Jones being here, but if we don't get somebody on this line, Trevor's going to join Tua on the fucking sideline. I mean, this line is fucking abysmal, dude. They're terrible. And for everybody said, oh, we've had better success in the run game. Yes, we have, but that's because the backs have learned that there's not going to be a fucking hole. They just got to blow one open and hope for the fucking best. That's why we've seen the angry runners outshine ETN this year because ETN's not a power back.
Mm-hmm.
The angry runners have outshined him because they're blowing holes open.
Yep.
Because there damn sure haven't been that many of them open for him. But I will say ETN is still shining. I'm not trying to say ETN is not playing well. He is playing well. He had a bad fumble. Anybody that says, yo, ETN fell off, you're kind of an idiot. He had a bad fumble.
Sometimes that bad fumble could be considered a wake-up call. You know?
And honestly, I think it was because I saw him secure the fuck out of that ball.
He played well this game, yeah.
Yeah. And he was hugging that ball tight as shit, son. Like,
right.
And they punched at it. Didn't budge.
Of course.
Did not budge. I mean,
you know how it is. Once one team see that you got done, everybody gonna try until you prove you done fix that problem. So yeah.
But see, it's like you just said. You just said right there. We have proved that our offensive line is terrible and that Cam Robinson is an airport turnstile, and we have done nothing to solve it.
Solve it, right. Are the replacements on the roster?
Yes,
possibly,
but he's hurt.
Van Lanen. Yeah, I did like him.
I hate that he's hurt, man.
I saw something else that was pointed out, which is a good point to make. You know, what was damn, I'm blanking on the offensive lineman. We drafted the offensive lineman. Damn, we drafted him. I can't.
Foster's hurt.
Luke, or not Luke.
Cooper Hodges?
No, not Tugboat.
Who are you talking about, brother?
Yeah,
I can't even remember. We drafted. Okay, regardless, here's the story. Okay, the guy we drafted him. He did really well his rookie year, and then he had a big ass fall off the second year. Anton Harrison, we drafted him, has a badass rookie year, fall off the second year.
How about Jawan Taylor?
No, not Jawan Taylor.
Yeah, Jawan Taylor was
but
number one rated rookie tackle.
The same thing, yeah. That's not who I was talking about, but he did also do the same thing. I didn't even think about that. Is this a coaching? It has to be coaching, right? Like at this point.
Could be.
Like they show up on their instincts and are kicking ass, and the coaches take over and they go to dog shit.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Scherf was one of the best players in the league at his position when he got here. He's one of the better players.
We got the same offensive line coach that we've had the past 3 years.
Been what what 4 years now.
Yeah, but I mean that was here, you know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So
my thing is we've had the same we've had the same O-line coach, and we've had the same results. Like now worse actually. Like what?
Yeah, he needs to be fired.
What
What
does he have to do to be gone? I mean that's just again.
Agreed.
Doug's
But that's what I'm
loyalty.
saying is who's protecting them? Who is
Yeah.
it? Which
Who
one
is
is
it?
it?
You're right.
And these are all answers that we'll never have, I don't think, right now. But
Not until Doug's gone.
yeah,
Hey,
not
we got
until
Walker
Doug's
Little
gone.
still. We still got Walker
My
Little.
thing is if they were going to
Walker
if they were going to
Little
replace them, I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, you can't really say a player regressed that doesn't get to play.
No,
But,
I'm not saying this year. I'm saying like throughout the year last year he regressed, but it's their own fault. It's their fault.
I mean, he started out when he started the season for Cam Robinson. He was a top 5 tackle in the league whenever he started the season.
Started out top 5.
Well, then they put him in at guard and he got hurt, and then they had to play hurt when Cam.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's their fault that he regressed. I'm not blaming him. We've actually had the discussion. Like we ruined Walker Little, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's getting a career contract extension.
I would hope so. I mean, he's a serviceable backup at least at this point.
No, he's going to be the starter next year.
You think so?
If Doug's still here.
Yeah, if Doug's still here, that's probably well.
No, I mean honestly, that's the issue at this point.
I mean, let's be honest. Cam not going to be back next year.
No.
Hope.
I mean,
no.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I didn't think he was coming back last time. So.
No, he's not coming back this time. I don't think so. No.
But
my brain.
I think that's a good place to cut it off, man. I think we're very, very reasonably frustrated. I don't think we're going to get the answers that we want to get at this point or anytime soon. I think Doug Peterson will be dead and gone, and players will talk about it. But yeah, I think if we lose the next 2 games, which are very possible, we play Buffalo, then Texans back to back.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a very real chance we go 0-4 to start the season, and Doug Peterson's gone. Especially if he's not calling plays after Shad Khan directly said, if it was in my hands, I would be the one controlling my own journey and destiny. I think he made it very clear. Yeah, he made it very clear right there. I want Doug Peterson calling plays, and if he's not, and we're still losing, and that happens, or because I'm sure Shad's got his foot on their throat right now, and I'm sure that's why Doug Peterson's pissed. I mean, you look at him, and he looked. My thing is our offense had life in the preseason.
Yeah,
and Press Taylor was allegedly calling plays all preseason
against no pressure.
And, but our offense looked completely different in the preseason. We weren't running the ball up the gut every single play. We were actually putting ETN outside the tackles. I mean, one of his biggest runs came against Atlanta outside the tackles. How many times did we try and get ETN outside the tackles this game and last game?
We got 1.
4 times. He had one. Yeah,
2.
But
it was 2 of them this time.
Oh, I think we
wrong
are still trying sometimes to get them outside the tackles. I just think we're seeing real pressure now and real exotic blitz packages that
yes
people like sorry ass Cam Robinson can't fucking stop. He can't stop.
That's the other issue. Yeah,
it's hard to get outside the tackle when the tackle's blown up off the ball.
I think I think we're not going to hear what we want to hear. I don't think we're ever going to get that answer. Not least while he's still here. I'm optimistic for next game, and I think that we still saw some good stuff this game, just not what we wanted to see out of who we wanted to see it. But yeah, man, I don't know.
Give me the rest of the week to go and look, and we'll see.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna try and do some film study this week too.
Monday night, we got a Monday night game, right?
We do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do against the Bills.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I see you, Trevor.
But
don't go.
Yeah, we'll get that. But yeah, man, then we're gonna cut it here. Shout out to Worm. If you're still here, like and subscribe, and go Jags.
Duuuval. My bad.
The algorithm has been pissed off at us because life got in our way a little bit on our regular day-to-day posts. But we're gonna get that back on track, man. Y'all flood the views, like, comment, share. Share is the big thing. Share them. Turn your notification bell on.
Yeah.
And but
True
thanks
that.
for the love anyway, man. We're still growing. We're still growing for sure. Definitely still
That
like
we
what
are.
we're seeing. Just
Yes, sir.
appreciate y'all, man.
I gotta go get some fucking
Always.
food. I'm hungry.
Duuuval. That's all.
All right, that is.